How many chances should you give an employee before you terminate? Let's get into it. I was cruising on Reddit and I ran across this post. Worth firing or second chance? I'm 23 years old and I've been a manager for 5 years. I worked on the docks as a kid. This is a long post, so I'm gonna get to the short version. This gentleman has an employee who was caught in a lie. His first strike was he left his shift an hour early. The manager had a talk with him and the employee said it wouldn't happen again. And of course it happened again. The employee said that they didn't feel well, thinking that it was COVID. The manager asked the employee to stay home, but the next day the employee felt better. The manager found out that the employee was out jet skiing and had a hangover. His question is, how many chances do you give a 19-year-old after you caught him in a lie? Well, from a business operations standpoint, I would love to assume the following. Number one, that your company has all of its written employment policies in writing. Number two, that you have educated your employees on those written policies, attendance being a big one. And number three, all employee behavior has been documented in an employment evaluation. Now, in the second paragraph, he says he had a talk with the employee. The talk should have been in the form of an employment evaluation where the manager points out the policy that the employee violated, along with some sort of discussion on why he shouldn't violate the policy. This should all be written, documented in a form, and the employee signs off on it, stating that it will not happen again. There's a second part to this post where the employee said that he wasn't feeling well and the manager assuming that it is COVID. I would ask that manager, do you have your COVID-19 employment policies written and included in your handbook? And have you educated your employees on your COVID-19 employment policies? I recorded a video on how to ease your employees' fears of coming back to work. And I'll put a link to that video right here. But in that video, it discusses some of your COVID policies that you should incorporate in your current employee handbook. If this business owner had those policies in place, he would be able to say, okay, employee, I need you to go to this testing site. It won't cost you anything, and you need to self-quarantine, and on and on and on. So this manager is upset because he found out that he was snookered again and the employee was really out having fun and jet skiing. So again, I'm hoping this manager did put this second issue in the form of an employee evaluation where he had a talk with the employee and told the employee again what policy he violated and what would happen if he violated the policy again. So as I round the bend and head for home, his last question, how many chances do you give a 19-year-old? It doesn't matter if they're 19 or 90. You have your policies in place and you outline what will happen if the policies are violated. Now, if that were me as a business operations consultant and this employee did this the second time, we would sit down and have another evaluation discussion. But at the bottom, I would have a line that says, if this policy is violated again, you will be terminated. Do I have any business operations managers watching this? What would you do? How would you handle this situation? How many chances would you give a 19-year-old, a 29-year-old who continue to violate attendance policies and also using COVID-19 as an excuse to get out of work? If you have any other thoughts on this scenario or any similar scenarios, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.